All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Ganked, where we go over the right and the wrong, and the good fits, the bad fits. You know, there's a reason you got ganked, and then we got one here that's going to get the award, probably this one down here, and alrighty, let's start. We have got an answer, which there is no wrong fit on this. None. The fits are good. It doesn't matter how you fit it. Because if you fly it correctly, you'll never be in danger. But if you fly it gate to gate in high sec, then you have a problem. So this guy right here, he's not carrying very much in value, but he got ganked, and so here's an interesting thing: is that this is probably the answer might be the highest EHP possible of any ship in high sec, and with it being brick tanked, it's very, very tanky. You can see here it's 615,000 damage. It can be higher than that. This number isn't always right. So anyway, you just don't fly these gate to gate. That's the simple answer. And especially like literally 786 million worth of stuff. Why are they hauling it in a jump freighter? You jump to your low sec system, and then you jump from there to a high sec system, you dock up, you switch to a regular freighter. I know you can fly one. If you can fly this, you can fly a regular freighter. So, now we were talking about these earlier. This is an avalanche. And, all right, so it's taken out in Udama. Same gate as this other one. This looks like it was bumped off of the gate. What is this fit? Like, this is fit wrong. So, he has 12 billion in fuel blocks. I don't know. I guess that fuel blocks qualify to fit in the holds here, and so that's why he was thinking that he should run that. Okay, so the simple truth is that that's way too much value for high sec. Way too much. Maybe 2 billion if you're pushing it. And this is fit wrong. Now, I won't claim to be an expert on an avalanche because I haven't flown one yet. But I can tell you that its strength is that it can get to warp in 7.5 seconds. All on its own. No webs. You use an abyssal. It's either a micro warp or afterburner. Abyssal rolled can get you into warp in 7.5 seconds. So, what's the align time on something like this? This is probably around 40 seconds. And so now, still, it's way too much cargo value in this. That is the first mistake. If there was only a billion and a half worth in here, people probably wouldn't even be looking at them. I don't know what kind of EHP it gets. It says here the damage was 262,000. I think you're flying the wrong ship and too much in it. Because really, maybe if you're just hauling this stuff around, maybe you just need an obelisk. And I suspect that they were using this so that they could get the amount of cargo space to fly that all at once. So, obelisk, brick tanked is the right answer. Now, this is Ligma grind set. I am not sure. Ligma grind set. is that they must be related to Sigma grind set. And Ligma, is that like logistics? I mean, I'm in Sigma grind set. So I just wonder about that. Now, they're in a Mastodon, which is deep space transport. They are nullified, but they're getting popped up here in high sec. And how much value? Oh, they have a lot of stuff in them. 13.7 billion. Ligma is their non-alliance hauling arm. All right. So 13.5 billion ISK worth of stuff in this ship, and it's not even a contract. They're just hauling it for themselves. It's just too much. It's just too much. And so, in a DST here, he's null fit. I don't know. I kind of look at this and I'm like, you know, you may fly in null with that much or whatnot. It's actually safer to fly gate to gate in null with this much stuff in alliance territory that your alliance owns than it is to fly this in high sec, which you would think would be higher security and more safety, but it's not, because you get scanned and they get you going through the gates. This is a couple things about this. If you're flying this in null, you need a high sec fit. And you need to be either switching to that high sec fit, or you need to have another high sec. Need to have another fit at your first station in high sec that is for your high sec fit, because this doesn't have the right fit for high sec, and he's in high sec getting popped. The right fit for high sec is a whole bunch of shield hardeners. And the reason I say that is because the strength lies with these ships in the overheating value. And so when you overheat them, they get a huge bonus to EHP. And so you probably should have 4 of them in here, and then you'd have an afterburner here. The reason you have an afterburner is because of its cycle time, and you can then get to warp in 7.5 seconds instead of however much longer. And this stuff right here is not really of use in high sec. It may be a null, but it's not really of use here. And do you think he was scrammed? Because he has a warp core stabilizer. Do you think he was scrammed? He was, by 1 catalyst. Should he not have been able to break out of that? But see, his EHP is so low. Is so low, he probably got popped before he could even fire that off. Yeah, it's just the wrong fit, and it's way too much in value. Way too much in value. Again, with a deep space transport, $1 billion is fine. Maybe $2 billion if you're feeling a little, you know, like you want to do that. I know that with Sigma being so far south, I mean, I know there's no south in space, but so far south and everything down, like the closest high sec is near Amar and everything. And obviously he was probably going to Jita, because why else would he be up in the Citadel area? And I know the trips would be long, and you'd be making 7 of them, but that's how you do it. This way is being lazy and getting yourself killed. Now, if you are uber space rich and you don't care if you get popped along the way, then go for it. But I suspect they probably do. And I would recommend, you may like Minmatar or whatnot, but I would recommend an Impel. And the Impel can get a super tanky fit up into the freighter ranges of fits. With implants, it can be over 500,000 DHP. And they won't know it. Do you think that they could have taken out 500,000 DHP with this? I don't think so. I think they would have been popped by Concord before they peeled off 500,000 DHP, and this guy would still be alive. That's what I think. All right. Now here is Occator. And I don't know. This Occator, what kind of fit is this? All right. First thing, too much freight, too much cargo value. Second thing is that their bonuses on the Occator comes from the lows, from having resistance modules that are related to armor, and this is really related to speed. And I bet you if we loaded this up on my Galante character, that it would still not, it would be equal to or higher than using an afterburner and getting off at 7.5 seconds or whatever. This right here is not the right fit. They've got this, is that a burst jammer? Yeah, they got a burst jammer. So maybe they were in null, and you know, fits are different in null. But he's in high sec. So again, should have switched. Now the Occator can get over 300,000 DHP with everything overheated, and the damage taken was 13,592. So even if Killboard was wrong by, 50%, and let's say it was actually 27,000 DHP, it's still, he could have been at 300,000, and this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Do you see what he did here? Do you see who's on the kill mail? You see that? Concord, the corporate police, is on the kill mail. You know why? Because he fired off this burst jammer in high sec, trying to get away from these guys. So even if he managed to survive these guys, he would have killed himself by lighting that off to get concorded. So this guy, this one wins. This one wins the award for the best loss
you got
in here.
ganked. Your style
We have a special
really
song
changed.
for it.
Flying that big ship, now it's spanked. Wrong fit, wrong ship. What the fuck were you thinking? Now your wreck's on the grid, your rep is sinking. Tall as blues, what were you smoking?
Maybe that's
Cargo
it.
worth a
Flying
fortune,
drunk.
Now you're choking. 30 billion in the hole, that's bold. Inexperience, motherfucker, you've been trolled. That cargo's worth too much, you
Yep.
dumb fuck. Thought
Way
you
too much.
were clever, but you're shit out of luck. Clicks tanking might be bold, but it's a joke. In the harsh void of space, you're now broke. All is blues, what were you smoking? Cargo worth a fortune, now you're choking. 30 billion in the hole.
He doesn't have 30 billion, but he wins the award this week.
You're a dumb motherfucker, acting like a space sucker. But really you're a fool in this galactic pool. Shouldn't be flying, cause all you do is dying. In the cold of New Eden, your tears aren't worth buying. All is blues, what were you smoking? Cargo worth a fortune, now you're choking. 30 billion
This isn't even a contract. This is like all of his stuff he's gotten in null or something. There's a ton of stuff in here.
Haul is blues, learn the ropes, or keep buying ships and crashing hopes. In New Eden, it's a hard knock life, so fly smart and avoid the strife.
Yep. There we are. Okay, that was the winner this week. But we've got more. We've got a Charon. From What Could Possibly Go Wrong as a Corp. Now, oh, jeez, look at that fit. What could possibly go wrong? What is this? Are they trying to get killed? I like that they only dropped 420,000 disc. Oh, there's a plastic wrap here. And so that is a contract. And so they were hauling a contract of all this stuff. And they triple cargo expanded. There's a Marshall in here. Wow. So, and a Vindicator. So, 17.2 billion. And going, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, what could possibly go wrong? So, what do you think that this contract was paying? Because that's not a gank contract. This is just that he took a contract that probably was a 17 to 20 billion on, on the funds that you need to give up to haul it. And I don't know how far he'd be going per jump, but let's say it's 20 billion. It should pay 20 million per jump. Now, if he's going from, let's say, I don't know, Jita to Amar, and it's, 40 some jumps? Well, then that'd be at 20 million per jump. We're looking at, I don't know, 800 million. So, that would be the right amount of pay for hauling something like that. But the fact is that you should never accept a contract like this. Let it die on the vine. If this person who put up this contract needed this stuff transported, they needed to be putting it into smaller sections. And I think that the Marshall that packaged all on its own is 50,000 cubic meters, which would fit into a deep space transport. And that was or is something that can fit into a deep space transport. Now, still, that value is super high for what you normally want to do. So you'd have to take a lot of extra precautions. And actually, no. The answer on this is, well, he probably couldn't fit it into a jump freighter. But you want to carry all this much value from Jita to Amar, you do it in a jump freighter. Simple as that. But there's just a lot of work in transporting this stuff. That's just, it's multiple bad choices. Being triple cargo expanded, you should be triple Tech 2 bulkheads, not triple cargo expanded. And he's got the wrong ship. He should be an obelisk, not a Charon. So, yeah, that's a super high loss. Super high loss. A 10.3 billion Bustard. It's null fit. See, okay, so somebody else said a minute ago that, when you fly in nullsec for so long, you forget what it's like when you're in high sec alpha, dude. And that's true. That's true. So, yeah, I agree with that. This right here, These are all active, right? No, are those passive? Those are all passive. Yeah, the shield amplifiers, they're passive. It's the wrong fit on this. You need active. Deep space transports get their bonuses from an active fit. When they're overheated, they're like double the EHP. And so, you know, he got taken out with 12,815 EHP. These guys again. We've seen them take out a couple others too. So, yeah. Anyway, they got 1.5 billion, which is way more than the ships that they lost. And so it's the wrong kind of fit. Again, I recommend an impel. And then I recommend implants if you can afford it. I don't care how much you're taking in implants, how much you have in your head. Nobody can scan you. Nobody knows unless you tell them. And so you can get like an extra 40% or so EHP on a DST with having the right implants in. So, and it'll cost you billions, but no, they can't scan you. They won't know you have those implants unless they kill your pod. And so if you're going down anyway and you have those implants, you make sure that you get away. And you should survive long enough for Concord to be there so that you can get away easily. Going from null to high, have another ship that's the right fit for high, and do a transfer. And don't carry this much. You're carrying too much. Look at that. 7.4 billion. This is not in a contract or anything. They could have easily split it up. So, yep. All right. How about a bonus? What is this? Kronos worth 12.5 billion. What kind of Kronos is that? He has officer stuff. Why would you do that? Why would he have officer stuff? Did he? I don't know. Mission runners do this all the time. He wasn't mission running in Udema. He's near a gate, so he was flying somewhere. But yeah, this doesn't make much sense to me. If you have, I mean, how much extra EHP and you know, or DPS can using these officer mods get you?
Guy in Midtown just followed.
I don't think it's going to be a huge amount. Let's say 20%. But this costs a lot more than 20% beyond what a properly fit Kronos would be. A properly fit Kronos for high sec ratting is going to be somewhere between 2.2 and 2.7 billion. And so, oh yeah, and he has a cloak. And why do you need an officer cloak? It's a stolen ship. Yeah, okay. But how do they steal it? Another one, 10 billion. Do you think that yeah, do you think that they are ganking people and then they get the loot and then they take that loot and like all the officers' modules they collect or whatever, and they pop it onto a ship and then go and kill themselves, padding their killboards. See, killboards for this guy is destroyed 3 and lost 25. He's lost 56 billion and destroyed 247 million. I don't know. It is strange. For sure. So I don't know. So they're probably yeah. We'll call this one yeah, pumping their own stats or whatever. All right. So that is it for this episode of Ganked. Fly safe, or you'll be on the next episode.